Om Namo Narayana. Welcome, respected friends, for our today's dose of effort of doing of sadhana of focusing of our antakarana on the truth. A long process, a tough job, impossible nahi hai. When we keep on doing, it starts happening. Let us do our Vedic chanting, common sense thought, mantrocharana, and also our Sankalpa Prarthanas, Upanishad Mantrocharana, and also Upanishad Adhyana, Upanishad Shwethshwathara Upanishad, the fifth chapter, 14th last mantra, we will study today. Krishna Vasudeva. Om Namo Narayana Hari. Yeah, in the Vedic chanting, Chamaka Prashna, 7th Anuvaka onwards. Remember, all this we are doing to invoke the Parabrahma Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Jagannatha Kripa, Devata Gana Kripa, Guru Gana Kripa, Shastra Gana Kripa. And also we are becoming more and more aware and interested in beautifying our personality layers, suitable for a decent life outside and dignified life inside and dedicated spiritual life innermost. Let the purpose be very clear for which we are doing all this. Om Athaveda Parayanam Rudra Prashnaha Chamaka Prashnaha Saptamonuvakadarabhya Om Agam Shushcha Me Rashmishcha Medabhyascha Me Dipatishcha Ma Upagam Shushcha Me Antaryamascha Ma Aindravayavascha Me Maitra Varunascha Ma Ashvinascha Me Pratiprasthanascha Me शुक्रश्च मे मन्ते च म आग्रयणश्च मे वैश्वदेवश्च मे ध्रुवश्च मे वैश्वानरश्च म ऋतुग्रहाश्च मे तिग्राह्याश्च म ऐन्द्राग्नश्च मे वैश्वदेवश्च मे मरुत्वतीयाश्च मे माहेन्द्रश्च म आदित्यश्च मे सावित्रश्च मे सारस्वतश्च मे पौष्णश्च मे पात्नीवतश्च मे हार्योजनश्च मे इद्मश्च मे बर्हिश्च मे वेधिश्च मे धिष्ण्याश्च मे सृचश्च मे चमसाश्च मे ग्रावाणश्च मे स्वरवश्च मौपरवाश्च मे दिशवणे च मे द्रोणकलशश्च मे वायव्यानि च मे पूतभृच्च म आधवनीयश्च म आग्नेयीध्रं च मे हविर्धानं च मे गृहाश्च मे सदश्च मे पुरोडाशाश्च मे पचताश्च मे वभृतश्च मे स्वगाकारश्च मे अग्निश्च मे घर्मश्च मेऽर्कश्च मे सूर्यश्च मे प्राणश्च मे श्वमेधश्च मे पृथिवी च मे दितिश्च मे द्यौश्च मे शक्वरीरङ्गुलयो दिशश्च मे यज्ञेन कल्पन्ताम् ऋक् च मे साम च मे स्तोमश्च मे यजुश्च मे दीक्षा च मे तपश्च मरुतुश्च मे व्रतं च मे होरात्रयोर्वृष्ट्या बृहद्रथन्तरे च मे यज्ञेन कल्पेताम् गर्भाश्च मे वत्साश्च मे त्र्यविश्च मे त्र्यवी च मे दित्यवाट् च मे दित्यौही च मे पञ्चाविश्च मे पञ्चावी च मे त्रिवत्सश्च मे त्रिवत्सा च मे तुर्यवाट् मे तुर्यौहि च मे पष्ठवाट् मे पष्ठौहि च म उक्षा च मे वशा च म वृषभश्च मे वेहच्च मे नड्वाञ्च मे धेनुश्च म आयुर्यज्ञेन कल्पताम् प्राणो यज्ञेन कल्पतामपानो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् व्यानो यज्ञेन कल्पतां चक्षुर्यज्ञेन कल्पतागं श्रोत्रं यज्ञेन कल्पतां मनो यज्ञेन कल्पतां वाग्यज्ञेन कल्पतामात्मा यज्ञेन कल्पतां यज्ञो यज्ञेन कल्पताम् एका च मे तिस्रश्च मे पञ्च च मे सप्त च मे नव च म एकादश च मे त्रयोदश च मे पञ्चदश च मे सप्तदश च मे नवदश च म एकविंशतिश्च मे त्रयोविंशतिश्च मे पञ्चविंशतिश्च मे सप्तविंशतिश्च मे नवविंशतिश्च म एकत्रिंशच्च मे त्रयस्त्रिंशच्च मे चतस्रश्च मे अष्टौ च मे द्वादश च मे षोडश च मे विंशतिश्च मे चतुर्विंशतिश्च मे अष्टाविंशतिश्च मे द्वात्रिंशच्च मे षट्त्रिंशच्च मे चत्वारिंशच्च मे चतुश्चत्वारिंशच्च मे अष्टाचत्वारिंशच्च मे वाजश्च प्रसवश्चाप्निजश्च क्रतुश्च सुवश्च मूर्धा च व्यश्नियश्चान्त्यायनश्चान्त्यश्च भौवनश्च भुवनश्चाधिपतिश्च ॐ इडादेवहोर्मनुर्यज्ञनीर्बृहस्पतिरुक्था मदानिषगं सिषद्विश्वे देवाः सूक्तवाच पृथिवीमातर्मामाहिगंसेर्मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तो ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Great friends, Rudra Parayanam, Namaka Chamaka, both we have done. The other Veda mantras, we will chant them tomorrow. Some Suktams, etc., we will keep on taking up. Every day for some time, we will do this Veda Parayanam as the Lord wants us. Friends, in today's second aspect, the simple common sense thought, what it is today is an awareness, an idea, a planning, an execution, and an achievement of whatever is in our hands. What it should be, first of all, is our entry into this life should be a great, grand entry. Our stay also should be very, very grand, and our departure also should be very grand. That way, we have to think. All depends on our thinking only, our imaginations only, our plannings only. So, can we in this language think that my stay in this life should be grand? And also, when I have to depart, there is nothing wrong. First of all, I accept it. So, that also should happen in a big grand way. How it can happen? Both my stay in a grand manner and departure. What exactly is a grand way? One way is what? Very hard work, wonderful money is earned, and we have grandly enjoyed all physical, physiological bhogas and comforts for us. That's also one great thing. Not everybody is right, not everybody even thinks. Many think do not have opportunities or don't put efforts. Many don't even get an idea. They just get satisfied out of laziness with whatever minimum they have. There are some people, entry, however it may be, depending on our earlier life, may be born in family with poverty and all. Yet, there are people who have worked hard and made their life grand. Excellent. So, this is one way one can do that too. Then the second grand way of living life is not only living for us, but living for the others. Why? Because others need and because we can do, because we should do. This type of positive logics we have to inquire and use to sustain this thought that the more grander way of life is when we live for others. One way of living for others is our own family. That also is not a bad thing. Minimum to कर रहे हैं ना. Hamji, I'm not leaving my family on the roads. I took care of them. That's no less a grander way of living after living for oneself. But is that the only possibility for us as human beings? That we live only for the few, two, three people, whole life attended to them only. In fact, in that also, what we do for them is 10, 20%. Remaining only we depend on them, and somehow we waste the time in our ignorance, more called stupidity. But if we can openly think and see with whatever resources we have, the monetary resources, the knowledge, the intelligence, we can even go beyond these limits to help the world, to serve the world. The more that way we have helped the world, also along with, not I'm not saying reject, along with our own near and dear ones who depend on us, more than that, we can approach into the world. If we can serve the world, that is more grander way. And the world recognizes our services, and we also know that we have done, and that Lord knows. While doing that, also to the world, two services. One is the gross services in the form of money or in the form of any other help, etc. But the subtle service which we always aim at in doing for the world is bringing the world to the cognition of the root cause of the problems and inspiring them to eliminate from the root the problems, along with ourselves also doing our best. This is a true service to the world. And in all the positive values, when practiced, the root cause of the problems end. When each one stands on his own feet, doing his own duty, doing his dharma, and depending on himself, then the again world stands. The world is free from problems. So too the being mutual, loving each one, respecting, ये सारे चीजें रूट्स होते हैं हृदय में जो नहीं होने से उसके ऑपोजिट दुर्गुण होने से देर इज chaos confusions in the world. Instead of that, at the root level, at the deeper level, if all the positive things are brought outside, the world will not be so miserable as it is. So, to the extent what we can, grossly also, we can serve the world. It's a grand way. But more effective will be when we serve at the subtle level, the causal cause level, both of elimination of the dukkha by tracing the cause and eliminating it, and increasing the sukha shanti in the world by knowing what causes that sukha shanti at the subtle level and catering to it. That's a grand way of living life. People are there doing, we do salutations to them, we respect them, we see their awards, the names and fames. We also can stand there, isn't it? That thought has to come, that has to be entertained, that has to be valued. Else, with all the beautiful abilities, we just stay at a very meager low level and there's no grand stay at all. And imagine that joy within of a person who has truly, genuinely served the world. Yes, मैं निस्वार्थ भाव से मेरे ताकत के अनुसार I have served this world. It's not arrogance, pride. ठीक है, थोड़ा रखो if you are not spiritual. More than that, the contentment, that is satisfaction, the recognition from the people around that you have done for us, we thank you. How wonderful it is. Is not that grand way? We see yesterday, day before, the Nobel Prizes were announced. Go into the lives of those people who are given those prizes. The physics, mein, the chemistry, mein, even the peace prize that is given to that lady. You just observe what a grand amount of work they have done at their own capacity. Okay, finding the faults with them, finding the shortcomings, suggesting them about the better things to do, वो सब बकवास साइड पे रखो वो बाद में. But actually how hard work they have done, how much sacrifices they have done, with their own limitations and capacities. If you see that they deserve those things, then that's a lifelong achievement to them, and then they can exit with that satisfaction. Yes, I have done it. So, the more in this way we think that how grand should be my life while living and how grand should be my exit. The exit depends on what we have done throughout only, the grandness of the exit. Hannah, when we live, if the people celebrate with joy, that means what? So much trouble we have done to the world. If they celebrate with the pain, key, we are missing such personality. And also, to them, there is an happiness that we lived in a time where such person also was there on the horizon. How beautiful it would be, isn't it? All those thoughts which cocoon us, which limit us, to our own selves, do not allow us to explore the possibilities, expand our horizons, and extend our works and services. All those thoughts have to be thrown away. We have to bring these positive thoughts come into that world, you know, with all our negativities, selfishnesses, and justifications. बनिया बुद्धि only selfish always. मेरे लिए अरे थोड़ा देखो दुनिया का come out, do for yourself. If who says not? But don't stop there. You are the expression of divine. As much powers are there in divinity, so much are there with us. So explore them, make use of them in serving the world. That's the grand step. Serving the world in alienating dukkha, getting the sukha to the world, both at the gross outer level, second subtler level. Do the gross level for some time, then shift to doing at subtler level. The great Mahatmas have done that only. The Puja Gurudev and all at the subtler level. You know, invoke the Desha Bhakti in the people, subtler level. They will serve the country outside. That is taken care. Inculcate the values in them, then there is an asset to the society that's taken care. You know, create the devotion to them within as a cause. Then their life will be very pure. In that way, he tried to water the roots. He tried to empower the people, subtle way, whose consequence at the gross level will be great. How many thousands and thousands people are there in our India and abroad who are watered, rooted at the root level, empowered by the great masters, Gurudev and all of them. Some of them recognized, acknowledged, many may not, doesn't matter, but many were watered. How many thousands and thousands were made to be Adhyatmic? Imagine Puja Gurudev's life of 42.5 years. How many lakhs of people he has addressed? सबके हृदय में सीड्स लग गए कि नहीं spirituality का. That's a grand living. He could have just stayed in an ashram as a Babaji by himself, or he could have been a minister in the central government through political works. He was already famous by then. खड़े हो तो कोई भी वोट मिल जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं. So many things he could have done. अपना law, he could have continued earned money, but he has chosen that work. He has explored, and from within, all energies as we all also have. He had. Thing is, he used them, we have not used. That's a grand way of living life. How beautiful it is. And how much grand my living, how much grand my living. कैसे जीना, कैसे जाना. How to live, L-I-V-E, how to live, L-E-A-V-E. Think about it as much as possible. Second is that. The third one is for ourselves and also to the world. The grandest way of living and living is spiritual. है ना? अल्टीमेट तो उसी में है. विश्व का कल्याण कहो, व्यक्ति का भी कल्याण कहो, पारमार्थिक में ही है. So the real grandness as our age grows and our outer abilities get reduced and we get paripakvata, we get matured. The real grandness is how much I have become spiritual. Again, in my own personal values, think in my own Viveka Vairagya, the required Sadgunas, how much I have achieved. how much I have achieved in my devotional practices and devotional experience. That's the true grandness. It grows with us. You know, more grander than all of them is how much I have got paripakvata in my pure adhyatmika jnanam jivan. Isn't it? The greatest, grandest is this only. The we call it as the tattva anveshana. You call it as the satyanveshana or call it as the brahmanveshana. The best is the atmanveshana. And how much I have excelled in this. The search of the truth, the reality, the substrat of the outer world also and of my own self. Both are one only. है ना सत्य की खोज सबसे महान जीवन है अगर पाया उसको तो जन्म सफल नहीं पाया तो प्रयत्न के कारण भी जन्म सफल you and I as regularly studying the shastras our grandness of living and living lies in this that before we leave the body we have to be in that state of being that there's no vagueness in me regarding the truth the self the reality. There's no vagueness in me regarding the means to reach to that. And there's no irresponsibility, laziness on my part for not pursuing it. I am pursuing it and am in such a moment, level of evolution that always I am able to first focus not on the world but on the chitta. Focus not on the chitta but the chit. Every moment I am able to focus on the truth. The world and worldly people and myself when I was worldly. The objective world was always the focus of attention. Now I am in my spiritual pursuit. I am able to focus on the subject, the self, continuously, constantly. I trained myself. I got the theoretical knowledge pakka through the attending of the Upanishad classes, through the study, and going through all the hard work, hard obstacles, inner and outer. I tried and I reached to a state that I am very satisfied, contented that the self is never away from me. The substratum is never away from me. I'm always in my conscious attention and awareness of my own self, which is whose nature is again awareness. See, this is a grand life, more than anything else. Live grandly. No vagueness. If you die with all doubts, confusions, vaguenesses, non practices, negative practices, again will be thrown in the same thraldom. Instead, if you can plan like this, think like this, and keep trying, nothing's possible when keep trying. And keeping to try also is not impossible. It can be. What is this? That willingness. What is this? This is possible. I'll make it possible. That type of positive thoughts consciously when we entertain, then we take up. Array, when we take up and start doing and never give up, what's that which is not achievable? Batao? Take up, take up. I want to live my life grand. Now for the world, it's over now. In my age, if it permits, still little more I do. You know, as the age grows to the world doing may reduce still monetarily in this way that way you can do through some prachara for the world वो continuously चलता रहना but to ourselves adhyatmika rupena we can live a grand life wow see that grandness we can feel I am attending Upanishad classes it's a very subtle sweet feeling it's a grand way of living life then continue with all other aspects followed by this I do my study of Upanishad every day. Wow, I do contemplation on those mantras. क्या मजेदार फीलिंग है वो अगर हम कर पाए and I'm spending morning evening 1 2 hours wherein I've done the ekagrata of my chitta. I didn't allow it to go to sleep. Laya sambodhayet and vikshiptam shamayet. And with the Chitta Ekagrata, with the Chitta Shuddhi, that mantra of Upanishad, I remember Anadyanantam Kalilasya Madhye Vishwasya Srashtaram Vishwasyaikum Pariveshchitaram Jnatva Devam Muchyate Sarvapashaihi. I am contemplating on that. And I am feeling the nerve of that Upanishad. That so many words are used, but all of them are denial of the world and discovery and attention on the truth. I have caught the way the Upanishadic rishis guide to focus on the truth through the words and word familiar to us. Every day, see the grandness of it. 6 hours I am able to sit, going beyond the Sharira. I am in my Antakarana. There, Pakka, the Upanishad mantra is remembered, and the Manana, Chintana, Dhyana on that going on. And that's very subtle Dhyanam giving me that touch. Oh, this is what is conscious self. Now, no more doubts regarding the scriptures, and there's no any confusion at all. I am touching it, I know it. Then looking from that standpoint, you see, the whole world is that alone. There's nothing other than that Brahman, including me. Up now, nothing in the world attracts me. No happening distracts me. No being makes me get attached to raga dvesha. Oh, that samsara sthiti I have transcended. अब कितना ग्रैंड रहेगा अगर हम उस स्थिति को पाते हैं, isn't it? And no, I'm not the Sharira. It's a Pancha Mahabhautik. It's objective. It's given. I maintained it. I'm grateful to it. Now the time for it to go. It comes and goes. I know I'm that self on whom such upadhis come and go. अगर इसका अनुभव और उसमें पक्का हम हो गए मानो कितना ग्रैंड रहता है. All are possible. Nothing is theory only. It's all our very personal, intimate, inner faith and feeling and effort. Not getting carried away by the world and worldly people who never do such things and who they laugh at us when we do. Don't take them as example and pramana. We are not here to satisfy them, to oblige them. Most importantly, no more we are stupid and foolish to be misled by others. We, for ourselves, have known through the study of Shastra that it is I will have to take the charge of my own spiritual journey, and I am doing it. And I'm happy about it, and it is the best. आप किस गधे उल्लू को फॉलो करते हो? That they are worldly, therefore I have to be like that, or they laugh at me when I am spiritual. What's this? Enough of it. They're all useless fellows, the samsaris, Beowulf. How can they be example to us? Are you are specially chosen by Shruti Mata, specially chosen by the Rishi Parampara, that they are pouring every day tirelessly. That the wisdom of truth to us. Recognize that they have recognized us. So oblige them. We are answerable to them. We have to follow them. We have to make them happy by following this path. What's this world of nonsense? Your brothers, your sisters, your worldly fellows, bhogi, and with deha tadatma, how many crimes, criminalities, every moment they are doing. Oh, you are obliging them. Or Sharon Karo. Enough of that nonsense. You are special. You are pure. You are divine. You are most beloved child chosen by the Rishi Parampara. That they are giving such a wonderful guidance continuously. Belong to that group more than this. In your heart. Outside, no quarrel with anyone. No hatred to anyone. But whenever such people or situations or demands from outer world try to overpower us and take us away from our sacred job, That time, to cut asunder all those bondages, we have to be ruthless. At that point, we have said that. Be ruthless within yourself to reject and eliminate all that is not so grand. And have that courage, firmness to keep on doing the things grand. As we said just now, आधा घंटा हमने उपासना किया तो क्या ग्रैंड रहेगा वो दिन. आधा घंटा if you have done a japa, so grand it is. Half an hour you have done your stotra parayanam. Aha. Like nowadays we are doing that 15-10 minute of mother's stotra parayan. How grand it is. Mother is there in so many forms ready to bless us. And how grand it is for us morning, afternoon, evening, the Upanishadic Shastras. The remaining time of the day also, when we can involve in these more and more, then we will be able to reach to that subtle state inside. That's the grandness of life lived. And with that, when we live, I know, then we'll continue from there on. I know, focus both in this life fully well what to do, along with that, focus also on what to carry from here forward. Don't be afraid of leaving this or getting the other, but be more responsible of what to take from here, what goes with us. Think that way. Like I think this life, whatever. No, next life it should be better. Isn't it? Inner experiences more deeper and outside that the Shastra Seva, Guru Seva in a more fruitful manner. Is there anything wrong if we think like that? And what is to be done there for that? The divine grace, how to invoke, and my own preparation, what I have to do. अब इस तरह से याद रखो दिमाग को हमेशा गर्म करके रखना है मीन्स सोचते रहना सोचते we do that but we worry more we brood more we think about bhoga only that is nonsense that exhausts us how to get love from the people how to allow make them maintain their attachment to me this is a third class thing that tires our mind intellect no positive thinking continuously. Where do I stand? What's the next stage? How to reach to there? What's my today's kartavya? How many sadhanas I can do? Can I do more than that? Now doing one by one, one by one, one by one. हमेशा वो बुद्धि को ना सत्व गुण में एकाग्रता में रखना नॉट द रजोगुण तमोगुण अब अनेकाग्रता है निद्रा पता नहीं सोच ही नहीं रहे दिन भर सोते ही जा रहे awakening our chitta vrittis and turning their attention towards these higher pursuits is we have to achieve. So, all in all, live a grand life. Live in a grand manner that again we enter into next life with all grandness. As it is said in Shastras, that in that family that child is born, immediately the prakriti around has felt happy. प्रकृति खुश हो गई वो उसको ट्यून होता है ना विच जीवा इज गोइंग टू कम इन अदर प्लेस आल्सो when a child is born whole prakriti cries अरे यार a दुष्टा is born now the bad days are going to come to us पता चल जाता है उनको ये राक्षस है हमको खाएगा मारेगा you don't know like somebody has become chief minister or pm you will smell it अब क्या होगा देश का you know his nature nothing is difficult that way to guess. So the Prakriti, the world around, should welcome us in our new entry. That way we have to exit. For that way we have to make our life grand. Think big, plan big, execute big. No need to hesitate. No need to worry. No need to feel shy about it. See Bhagavan Shankara, Mandyam Tyaktva, the Mandata. He said, give it up. And Dakshameva, Dakshata, the ability, capacity. Hold on to that, he said. Mandyam chodo, dakshata ko pakado. Our Guru Shankar, he has done like that. And we are using them. That's how we are alive. That's how we are well placed. more greater things can be done, more diviner things, more spiritual. उस पे मुड़ जाओ. Once the age crosses 60, become spiritual. Before that, you can think about the world and all that. Enough of it. Some people have no retirement like politics. There are few people. Everybody cannot be so. And when we got spiritual knowledge, why should we seek anything else? ये तो मेरी बेइज्जती होएगी अगर after so much of listening from Upanishads here, still if you think स्वामी जी मेरा उम्र अभी 70 है मैं पॉलिटिक्स में ज्वाइन होके काउंसलर बनना चाहता हूँ अब व्हाट कैन आई डू आफ्टर लिसनिंग टू उपनिषद वेदांत still बनावटी जिंदगी so it's an insult to me and all गुरु परंपरा की टेलिंग दैट तुमने जो हमको पढ़ाया वो तो यूजलेस था हम बस संसारी बनना चाहते अब इट्स लाइक दैट isn't it? So make life grand as beautifully as possible. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Which mantra will chant today? Today is Shanivaram. So Sri Rama mantra we will do. Rama Lakshmana we invoke today, right? In that Sri Rama Stotram, that last mantra, very beautiful. The mantra goes like this: Om Agrataha Prushtataschaiva Parshvatascha Mahabalau Akarna Purna Dhanvanau Rakshetam Rama Lakshmanau. May Lord Rama and Lakshmana moving around me all the four directions protect me like they have protected Sri Vishwamitraji and his yajna. Beautiful mantra. I love it somehow. I don't know. Agrata means आगे. पृष्ठतः is पीछे. पार्श्वतः साइड पे. What do you mean by आगे पीछे दाएं बाएं? चारों तरफ. Oh Lord Rama and Lakshmana, Agratah in front, Prushtataha behind, Parshvataha both sides. Mahabalav, the most powerful Mahabalav, Rama Lakshmana, and the very sweet thought. Akarana Purna Dhanvano. There is Dhanu in the left hand and the arrow in the right hand, and it has put on that Dhanu and it is pulled up to Karna. Akarna Purna Dhanvano. What is the meaning if it is? Imagine, like in that army में युद्ध में पूरा राइफल को चढ़ाकर तैयार रखते हैं. आकर्णा पूर्ण means kept the arrow so ready that anywhere, any danger, any risk, any enemy is there, just aim it and leave this thing that will hit the target. In that prepared way, please be around me, all the four directions. O Rama and Lakshmana, Rakshetam. That way you protect me from all outer and inner enemies. So Rakshetam. So, though we said it personally, but the mantra में ऐसा specification नहीं है. Therefore, you can extend that mantra to the next three levels. One, let my whole country be surrounded by Rama Lakshmana, all the four directions, with the bow and arrow ready to shoot at any enemy who is trying to trouble my country. Next, let my Sanatana Dharma be surrounded by Rama Lakshmana, all four directions, with the bow and arrow kept ready to shoot, and shoot any enemies inside outside. Third, O Lord Rama Lakshmana, for the whole universe, you just be around from within or without. Any of the enemies coming, the Dushta Rakshasa, shoot and remove them. Like the Vishwamitraji in the whole ऋषि परंपरा ऋषि लोग यज्ञ कर रहे हैं राम लक्ष्मण घूम रहे हैं चारों तरफ एट मारी से सुबाहु केम टड़ाक एक मार दिया एक तो मरी गया वो सुबाहु Marich Jakar, he fell in that Samudra in Lanka. He stayed there only. Sadhu ban gaya ek maar se. Then when Ravana came to after a long time, help me, I have to kidnap Sita. He said, he spared me by not killing. I know the power of his arrow. He says, if you don't go, I will kill you, Ravana. Shall take hai. Instead of dying in our hands, better let me die in Rama's hand. That's how he agrees to become that golden deer. Maricha, after a long time, but he had the hit already when Rama was protecting Lakshmana. So Vishwamitra's yajna. So, oh Lord, I am living life of yajna. The outer yajna of serving you in the form of the world. The inner yajna of reaching you, the core, the spirituality. There are so many enemies, inner and outer, for whatever the reasons. Please allow me to do these yajnas successfully by protecting me from all the enemies, by moving around me, O Rama and O Lakshmana, with your bow and arrow kept ready. Actually, we do pradakshina of the Lord in temple. In this mantra, we are asking the Lord to do our pradakshina as if to protect us from all enemies. So that's why I like this power, this mantra. Lakshmana and Rama, we are asking. And when we deeply ask, definitely they are around us, protecting us, doing our yajna. And they are unseen, inexplicable. Hundreds of obstructions will be there at the subtler level. In the gross level, more than obstructions, there are limitations. But in the subtler level, there are no limitations, but so many obstructions. Sukshma Shaktiya, very subtle. And if I start telling them, we'll become afraid. That's why many of us, they don't reveal. Like you are coming to class. Still, why sadhana is not happening? Who knows your own brothers, sisters are jealous of you and they are sending negative thoughts. तो ये आपको नहीं दिखता. And you are caught up. क्यों नहीं हो रहा क्यों नहीं हो रहा पता नहीं किसका दिमाग आपके खिलाफ है. They don't do anything gross. Their thoughts are enough, but we don't understand. We are not reached that level. No, your own son can obstruct you in your own mind. Sun is only physical, no outside. In the mind, he is an independent jiva. He can have any nonsense thought. And people negative are more powerful, or people are powerful more in negative things. More than in doing their own good, they are powerful in disturbing others. वो इसी को in another language नजर लग गया ऐसा वो कहते. We don't know ऐसे बहुत होते. Some are consciously doing deliberately, many do unconscious. We don't know how many the other religion people are praying to their God as if that we the Hindus our sadhana should be disturbed. ऐसा पता नहीं कौन कौन क्या करते रहते जगत में बेवकूफ लोग. हम these all affect us, isn't it? Who does what on the road? It affects us. किसी ने कोई कचरा फेंका, that affects me. किसी ने गड्ढा खोद के रखा, that affects me. Gross examples. Somebody is, that pollution they are creating, that affects me. Somebody is making a sound, that affects me. Everything is disturbing me. No? These are all gross. In the same way, there are subtle. And so much of personal tapashakti and divine grace is required to keep all of that away so that our these sadhanas truly happen. है ना बेचारे हम बहुत बार सोचते हैं कि हम ही हैं साधना नहीं कर पा रहे. Sometimes with all sincerity of ours, some other forces are there disturbing. Subtle way. तो ये राम लक्ष्मण से वी आर प्रेइंग टू प्रोटेक्ट अस. ठीक है, पावरफुल मंत्र, मजा आएगा. एंड यू कैन फील श्री राम लक्ष्मण विथ ऑल धनुर्बाण एंड वेरी पावरफुल विथ ऑल किंगली अटायर, मतलब प्रिंसेस, देर आर युवराज. अभी अरण्यवास नहीं हुआ, वनवास का टाइम नहीं है ना वो. जो विश्वामित्र यज्ञ के लिए गए तो दे वेंट एज राजकुमार. So in that way, you feel them holding bow and arrow around us. And we have the right to ask the Lord to protect only when we, like Vishwamitra, we are doing the yajna for the Vishwa. Vishwamitra is called Vishwamitra because he is Mitra to the Vishwa. Whatever he does for the world. When we are doing the yajna of serving the world and yajna of our own spiritual sadhana, that we can ask Ram Lakshman to protect. Not for our own गुंडागर्दी, our own selfishness, our own भोगा, उसके लिए थोड़ी भगवान आएंगे हेल्प करने, सिर्फ पॉजिटिव के लिए आएंगे वो. ओके, सो स्टार्ट मंत्र. ओम अग्रतः पृष्ठतश्चैव पार्श्वतश्च महाबलौ आकर्णपूर्णधन्वानौ रक्षेतां रामलक्ष्मणौ. 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 ओम श्रीरामलक्ष्मणाभ्यां नमः. So this is a very powerful mantra for chanting meditation. You can even feel that Sri Rama, Lakshmana are traveling or walking around us, and the enemy of laziness came. They shoot at it. The enemy of negligence came. They just shoot. The enemy of irresponsibility, they shoot. The enemy of doubt and suspicion, they just shoot that. The enemy of the sleepiness, whatever these are, the inner durgunas are there as rakshasas. Ask them, shoot them, O Lord, eliminate, and use your power to empower us with positive things. While we pursue our yajna of adhyatmic sadhana, the forgetfulness, that's an enemy. Eliminate it. The carelessness, the irresponsibility, the sense of justifying, of not doing sadhana, becoming sentimental, becoming emotional. How many enemies are there in me, O Lord? Not allowing me to be aggressively doing sadhana. The bhoga pravrittis, shabda sparsha rupara sagandha. These are all enemies. Please eliminate. Let me not live even a moment also as a bhogi in this world. Just shoot at all those inner thoughts and outer attractions. Let nothing come. Let every moment inspire me only to involve in the highest sadhana, day in and day out. I want to make my life grand, O Lord. Help me. See, this mantra's approach and reach is to that level. Even at the national level also you can pray. Lord, whoever are troubling my nation, not allowing it to grow, shoot at them, whoever are they. People are their thoughts. It's a positive prayer. You're not asking to shoot the good people, no. Negative only. Those who are cruel, those who are crooked, those who are selfish, those who are arrogant, ऐसे लोगों को रहने का हक ही नहीं. Then Bhagwan's avatar is for dushta shikshana only, no? So we can ask. So too at the universal level, cosmic level, there are planets. Planets themselves are there with negativity. है ना? Just like a पूरा एक गांव होता है, सारे चोरी रहते वहाँ. Like there's a town from where village, everybody who have come, they have become IAS officers, IAS officers, or they have become doctors, have become politicians. ऐसे ना इस गांव के सब लोग ये महान कवि बने हैं. ऐसा होता है. इसी तरह इस गांव से सारे गुंडे निकले हैं. So too there are planets only which are negative for the whole universe. Oh Lord, you are so powerful. Just eliminate them. Grossly and subtly. Subtly eliminate कर दिया तो ग्रास अपने आप सेट हो जाता है. थैंक यू. ओम 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 सहना भवतु. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो. येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम्. ओम सुकृत भवता जनता सुहिता भविता ब्रह्मानंदं परम सुखदं परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे. ओम श्वेताश्वतपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्प तेषां कृपया ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोध सनातन संरक्षण धर्म रक्षणगाणां निरंतर दिग्विजयः राम मंदिरवत् समस्त मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापनादीनां द्वारा धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थ सहित सनातन वैदिक संस्कृते विश्व सुसंप्रतिष्ठा भारतवर्ष से सनातन धर्म से बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्म दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकंठं नमाम्यहम्. पारायणम अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः. So yesterday we have chanted up to 12. 13 से पढ़ो. No, 15 तक we have done. 16 से पढ़ो. ओम सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखं सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति सर्वेन्द्रियगुणाभासं सर्वेन्द्रियविवर्जितं सर्वस्य प्रभुमीशानं सर्वस्य शरणं बृहत् नवद्वारे पुरे देहि हंसो लीलायते बहिः वशी सर्वस्य लोकस्य स्थावरस्य चरस्य च. Chanting is done. Now in the Adhenam, Panchamodhyayah, the 13th mantra. Anadyanantam kalilasya madhye vishwasya srashtaramανेकरूपं विश्वस्यैकं परिवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं मुच्यते सर्वपाशैः. So the content of this shloka, the note in this shloka, the essence of this shloka, the indicated point of this shloka is, there is one familiar word, familiar to everyone, therefore including you too. But there is an unfamiliar thing, the substratum, behind every of this familiar phenomena. Develop that vision to visualize that substratum, the unfamiliar. Yes, it's required at the cost of or by giving up the importance and drishti toward this so-called familiar. Like, so many things are the end Antavan. But on whose basis this Adi Anta are happening? There's somebody who is Anadi and Ananta. Adi Anta, everybody looks at, familiar to all. But that Anadi Ananta, seeing is your genius. Focus on that. Study the Shastra to understand its nature, and try to see that. Don't see all that which everybody sees. See that which the rishis see. They don't see Adi Anta, they see Anadyananta. So too, Kalila, the Maha Samsara going on. Yeah, to some extent you help the samsara and samsari people get freed from the dukkha for by giving the outer things and even services. That's only a LKG ABCD level. Who is the one who is there as even support for this Kalila samsara? उसको देखो आप कलिलस्य मध्ये. Then the next one, Vishwasya Shrashtara. Yes, the good and bad, the beautiful, ugly, both are there in the Vishwa. You don't add to the ugly, add to the beauty for some time. But later on, both ugly and beauty are created by one only. Focus on him. And then so many rupas are there, aneka rupa. If there so many rupas are there, to whom these many rupas belong? Others look at the rupa, but you look at the one to whom all these rupa are there. See, that's the essence of this shloka. What others say, if you see that also, you are not spiritual. A spiritual person always tries to and succeeds in seeing the substrata which is not so familiar to all. Vishwasya ekam pariveshtitara. What's that? Which is in and out as substratum, supporting millions of things that are happening. Ekam pariveshtitara. उसको ज्ञात्वा, he is Devama, he is Jyotana Swarupa, he is Jyoti Swarupa. When you know him as your own self, Jnatva Devam Muchate Sarva Pashaihi. There are no many any pashas binding you because in that reality there is nothing happening. And whatever is happening, seemingly binding, it is not real. Then there is no pasha. Not knowing the truth is one pasha, taking the untrue as true is the second pasha. Both the pashas go away when you jnatva deva. When you know the reality, in him there is no samsara. Therefore, moksha. And the samsara which was over there is not real. I know. Like the dream is not real with all its problems. And in the waking plane, the problems of the dream are not there. So too, in the pure self, the problems of this Jagat Samsara are not there. And all these problems of Jagat and Samsara are not real. उसमें ये नहीं है और ये रियल नहीं है. That experience is the experience of Jnatva Deva. Therefore, Uchite Sarva Pashe. He is no more bound by anything. कोई भी पाशा इसको बांधेगा नहीं, बाइंड करेगा नहीं. ज्ञात्वादेवम उच्यते सर्व पाशा. How wonderful, If you can really deeply feel the meaning of this sentence, it itself is a great sadhana. Now come to the last mantra. Kenaha punaha asau gruhyade kena. By whom this Paramatma Tattva, the Jnatva Devam, who is being spoken from the chapter 1 onwards. I know that Brahmavadins are going on doing that search of that and that and that alone. In every chapter, that's what is said. We might have not noticed because of our inner equipments, unfit or not capable right now. But शुरू से लेकर जिस तत्व को इंडिकेट कर रहे हैं केन तर्हि असौ पुनः गृह्यते केन पुनः असौ गृह्यते इत्याह ए वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन by the संबंध भाष्य giving Shankar Bhagavan. Again I am reading it. Kena punaha asau gruhyate. Kena by whom punaha again asau this Paramatma Tattva gruhyate. By whom he is caught. See, the levels of catching are how many? One is coming to the class. Second is listening continuously. Third, understanding the nature of that Paramatma and his absolute presence. Each one is gruhyate. Then comes the next level of, after understanding the nature of Paramatma, the contemplation. That also is gruhyate mein aa jata hai. In the contemplation, height, both heated and highest contemplation mein, I merge in him to remain, become him, to recognize my oneness with him. That is final gruhyate. So by whom that Paramatma Tattva is caught is what is Sambandha Bhashya. So before catching him and realizing him as me, all other levels also are catching him only. Who can do that? In other words, who is the one who, right from the first step of catching of that Paramatma, called as coming to the class, up to the last step of realizing himself as oneself. All of these are called Gruhyate. Who is the one who can do it? Kena tari aso Gruhyate. Though Gruhyate means the last meaning that holding Paramatma or experiencing Paramatma. To experience him, you have to meditate. To meditate, you have to contemplate. To contemplate, you have to have the clarity of understanding. To have the understanding, you have to do Chintana Manana. For that, you have to have the data. For that, you have to study at home. For that, you have to listen to the class. For that, you have to come to the class. For that, you have to kick the world. These many steps, Gruhyate. And everywhere, no? Who will become qualified for the civil services? Qualified civil services, finally in the interview, yes, you are selected, करके कहते. But that is गृह्यते last step. उससे पहले you'll have to pass in that means, उससे पहले you'll have to finish the prelims, उससे पहले minimum qualifications, graduation पहले you have to, ये सारे गृह्यते में आते. Isn't it? For becoming graduate, you have to first pass the 12th class or 10th class. And then after the graduation, how many hours burnt idle by studying the chosen subjects, optional subjects, compulsory subjects. So, Kena Gruhyate means the process and goal. Who will be able to follow the process and reach the goal? You know, if by knowing the Paramatma, Sarvapasha se muchyate, then we should have the jignasa. Then how to know him and who can know him? So who can know him is told here. And how to know also is told here throughout this Upanishad so far. आगे भी बताएंगे. So, ज्ञात्वा देवम मुच्यते सर्वपाशय. Then, kena paramatma ज्ञायते कस्य सर्वपाशाः मुच्यन्ते कः सर्वपाशै मुच्यते. कौन है वो? क्या अधिकार है उसके लिए? पूछना है ना हमको. So this shloka talks of that. Beautiful shloka. Chant now. Om bhavagrahamaneedakhyam bhava bhavakaram shivam कलासर्गकरं देवं ये विदुस्तेजहुस्तनुम्. Again, भावग्राह्यमनीडाख्यं भावाभावकरं शिवं कलासर्गकरं देवं ये विदुस्तेजहुस्तनुम्. भावग्राह्यमनीडाख्यं भावाभावकरं शिवम् कलासर्गकरं देवं ये विदुस्ते जहुस्तनु. So, first word talks about who, and second word onwards talks about how. What? Jnatva devam. What is said in the earlier shloka. Why? Sarvabhashai muchyate. To get freed from all pashas, bondages, the only way is devam jnatva. To know the self. And how the self is known and who can know. Who can know is the first word. How he is known is the other words. So what is the first word? Bhavagrahyam. A person with bhava alone qualified for knowing the truth. So that bhava is no bhava for anything else. Bhava only for the world. And this bhava word in Hindi nicely used. Very useful in this context. Very good. Perfectly it is usable here. Like when somebody is not listening to your words, not valuing. What do you say? बहुत भाव खा रहा है. कहते हो कि नहीं हिंदी में? अपने आप को बहुत भाव रखता है. So that value. अपने आप को बहुत वैल्यूएबल सोचता है वो and he is not giving me value. That's what we say. बहुत भाव खाता है. In the same way here, bhavagrahya means our bhava includes the respect, the reverence, the love, the liking, the willingness, the importance, the value given. All this is only for Paramatma. Such person alone can realize. So too in every field, a scientist. To which scientist? That scientific inquiry reveals the truth. Not for the fellow who is so many ways distracted. Bhava जिसको है. In that word, two-lettered word of bhava, all those things are there. He loves that profession as a scientist and he loves that project of inquiry which he has taken up and is ready to sacrifice everything, including his own comforts, to recognize the truth in that scientific investigation. So much that he's not worried about bhojanam, worried about nidra, worried about other bhoga. उन्होंने उसके लिए उतना भाव दिया है ना. दिस भाव इन भक्ति भाषा इज कॉल्ड अनन्यता, शरणागत. लाइक सीता माता भाव. शी इज इन लंका. Ravana said, okay, I'll give you everything, enjoy. But for her, whole bhava is only Ram Bhagwan. Hmm. सुनु दशमुख खद्योत प्रकाशा कबहु का नलिनी करहि विकासा. She says, Sri Rama, either Sri Rama's Karadanda, my neck will embrace, or that sword in your hands. She has that bhava for Ram. Bas, in that excuse, one mistake she did of little bhava for Rama reduced. That got into her the delusion for that golden deer. That was enough for her to be displaced for Rama from Rama and get lost in the Lanka, which is all Bhogamaya and with all Rakshasas. So she said, Bhava, I don't want any of this. Said Mere Ram. See, the speciality in Sita ji is she can die anytime. Being away from Rama to avoid the risk of being troubled by Ravana every day. But she chose not to die, wait for Rama. That is bhava. So परमात्मा के लिए मरना भाव नहीं, परमात्मा के लिए जीना. और जीते जी और परमात्मा मिले या मरे, that is left to Parma. That's called bhava. Now in our own mind right now, आंख बंद करके देखो किसके लिए ज्यादा भाव है. Is it not 99% that as an individual belonging to the world society with all relativities, there only have to be sukhi and bhogi. वही भाव हमारे अंदर. My wife should love me, my children should love me, my husband should love me, my in-laws and outlaws, my negatives, my बहू. अब इतने चीजों में जिनको भाव है तो उसमें वेर इज भगवान, वेर इज परमात्मा तत्व, वो ढूंढने पे भी नहीं मिलता. You know, with that 1 hour strugglingly listening to the class, I have to realize the self वाला भाव आ रहा है क्या? सुन रहे बस with all doubts with from last 5 years. And you are सुनिंग and I am speaking. No भाव to the truth at all. अगर होता तो will we entertain those things which take us away from Paramatma? We are doing more those things which distract us from Paramatma than doing things for Paramatma. Proves that there is no bhava for Paramatma, we have for something else. वैल्यू भाव में क्या भाव है भाई होता इसका 20 रुपए किलो हमारा भाव 100% भगवान के लिए होना है until that time doesn't happen all our struggles efforts futile though they won't give result but they will teach us they'll train us oh ho seeking Paramatma is exclusive भाव पूरा उन्हीं को वैल्यू देना इतना कि हमारे देह को भी भाव नहीं देना मन को भी भाव नहीं देना उनके अंदर के संस्कार वासना none of them are given any bhava value so bhavagraha the one who has got value for the Lord reality truth to him only the truth is revealed and the value is 100% exclusive not divided value and why because the truth and the world are totally of different nature तो इसलिए दोनों को एक ही बार वैल्यू नहीं दे सकते भाव सिर्फ परमात्मा को पूर्णतः देना पड़ेगा because hide the Paramatma only. In the ignorance of Paramatma only, we are projecting the world. Unless you totally reject the projected world by devaluing it, our value for the Paramatma cannot be 100% and it will not be revealed. Because of that, it is said you have to have bhava only for it. It's not an emotional, sentimental converting us. This is how the fact. And a simple example is what? How much of the waking world's pakode or cool drinks or things you can smuggle to enter into sleep. सोते जा रहा हूं मैं थोड़ा सा मैं टीवी रिमोट ले जाता हूँ सोते सोते सिनेमा देखूंगा या दिस माय वेरी स्पेशल डिश आई गॉट इट मेड और आई गॉट ऑर्डर्ड इट केम अब थोड़ा सा भाई मैं इतने 10 चीज मंगाया among that only two I want to carry to the sleep बोलो is it anything allowed पूरा छोड़ना पड़ेगा then only we enter into sleep even little thought you can't even micro thought so to from the dream to wake up in the dream very beautiful things are there now I'm going to wake up a dream में मैं बैंक में गया था मेरे को पैसे मिले या कोई गोल्ड बिस्कुट्स आजकल भी गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर का दाम इतना बढ़ रहा है तो बस एक ईट गोल्ड का मैं इस सपने से जागृत में ले जाता बाकी सब छोड़ दिया इधर हाउ नाइस इट वुड बी जस्ट ड्रीम about some golden brick and wake up with that golden brick and it is 1 kg 100 tolas then 1 तोला 10 ग्राम so 1 तोला का 1 लाख रुपए 25,000 हो गए अब 1 kg गोल्ड इज 1 करोड़ 25 लाख रुपए अब बन गया जिंदगी एक ही ब्रिक देयर वर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ देम इन द ड्रीम मैं एक ही लाया and he give all reasons. It's not for me. I want to do all spiritual works. I'll help the world with this one brick. Please, they don't know. I'll take. Not allowed, isn't it? Same way, in the pursuit of truth, the bhava has to be only for it. In fact, if that happens, at that very moment, the devalued world disappears, the self reveals. So this bhavagraha. Then anidakyam bhava bhavakaram shivam kala sargadaram devam ye viduhu te sanu jahu. These all things beautiful. See tomorrow. Om 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 purnamadaha पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे नमः। तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु। Enough today. Continue tomorrow. श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम। कल हम सूर्योपनिषद पढ़ेंगे वैदिक चैंटिंग में। कीप इट रेडी। नो गीता, join if you want.